All right, last class, Magus. Well, you guys can debate there with Ramasee, the potential of DPS. Last class is the Magus. 3 specs here as well. We got Soulflayer DPS, Doomweaver defensive support, and Poxbringer DPS. My favorite, fuck that, engineer, man. I mean, look, this Magus has DPS, defensive support, and DPS. And then you just look at the engineer, you got DPS, tank. There's no comparison. And the engineer looks cooler. Has gadgets. This guy has some fucking little summons from hell, man. Fuck, even Constantine can summon some shit. Doesn't look that difficult, but to make proper gadgets, not to jam up in combat, that takes some skills, dude. All right, let's go and see the 3 specs of Magus, because I have to admit, my throat's going away and be talking for fucking 5 hours. And I gotta go and finish my archive library on Enshrouded. All right, here we go. DPS, first spec, first hard specialization, Soul Flyers. Let's go. Insanity, passive. Your spells generate insanity as you get magic directly from the Chaos Gods. Insanity has a maximum of 100. So this is the mechanic here. At 60 insanity, you have Slanesh fanaticism. At 70 insanity, you have Nurgle fanaticism. And at 90 insanity, you're just fucking crazy. That's it, you're done. At 90 insanity, you have T fanaticism. Okay, so that's the mechanic. Ren Wind's basic attack generates 3 insanity, deals 6% sap, spell attack power, 133 elemental damage to target enemy, generates 40 action points. Flickering Red Light generates 18 insanity. Oh, you're gonna go crazy really fast. Deals 74% spell attack power. Oh, it's a 3-second cast time. Okay, fair enough. Spell attack power, 996 elemental damage to target enemy, applies 1 stack of Slanesh corruption to target and caster. Slanesh fanaticism, you will also deal the damage to yourself. So this So if slash fanatism, you will also deal the damage to yourself. So you're gonna deal 74 sap and 996 elemental damage to somebody, also gonna deal to yourself. This is gonna be fun. Summon Demonate. Generates 12 insanity. Summons a demon of Slanesh and binds them to the summon circle. So this one doesn't move. The Demonade will deal 110 elemental damage to enemies within 100 feet of it, and will apply 1 Slanesh corruption to you if you are within 30 feet of it. You may only have 1 demon active. It's gonna be fun. Let's see this. Give me some time to go through this, Ramos. It's gonna be fun with this one. Glamour of Slanesh. Off the global cooldown, generates 6 insanity. Your demon will deal 14% spell attack power, 206 elemental damage to your target, and applies 1 stack of reduced elemental resistance, generates 6 insanity. So this is a pet ability. This is why it's off the global cooldown. Okay. And you control your pet with this. I mean, I'm assuming we'll have an auto attack, but you control the ability with this. Gift of Slanesh. Off the global cooldown, deals 1,200 true damage to your demon in order to reduce your insanity by 18. So you can punish your demon and your insanity goes down. T Grasp. Applies rooted and immovable target. This is the usual root. Bolt of Change. 1.5 seconds, 40 action points. Well, you call the bloody demon from hell to assist you. Deal 1,200 true damage to your demon. You're dealing damage to your demon, man. I mean, did you ask the demon if he likes to have flesh? Come on. Where was I? Right, 9 insanity, bolt of change. You deal 23% sap and 305 spiritual damage to target enemy. Applies T corruption to target and caster. T Fanatism. The ability has 50% chance to hit a random target within 20 feet of the original for 25% additional damage instead of the original target. That is interesting. So I aim at target A, and there's a 50% chance it will hit a random target B that's 20 feet around this person that I'm trying to hit. But if it does divert to the secondary target, it will deal 25% additional damage. That is interesting. Like, you're gonna kill somebody, let's say he's like at 5% HP, and like, there you go, this can do this fucking thing, this massive damage, and roll the dice and just goes zoop to the guy next to him that has 100% HP. Like, oh, I like it. Smoke screen. Target enemy will deal 50% less damage to you for 15 seconds. This effect is removed if you hit the target. This is a pure detone ability that we haven't seen in the other classes. I mean, the other chaos classes. The other chaos classes have find it. I have this one. They have vigilance. So you receive 50% less damage, but you also lose 90% of your outgoing damage. The Magus here seems that he gets 50% damage, and that's it. His damage output stays the same. We have the same tactics we've been watching all day. Oh no, hold on a second. This is a Magus. Negative effects of corruption. Apply random corruption to them. 3 insanity. You lose 3 insanity per second, so that's different because he has a different mechanic. That's what I thought to check. And your demons are twice as hard to kill. Soul Flayers equip staffs. Nice. Disengage. You knock yourself away from your target. Okay. Focus mind. Faster cast times. That's morale 2. And also 100% pushback immunity. Explosive impact. Morale 3. You gain a buff for 10 seconds. Whenever you hit a target with a single target ability, you will deal 10% range attack power and 150 corporeal damage, and 10% spell attack power and 150 elemental damage to up to 24 enemies within 20 feet. So your single target abilities for 10 seconds become AoE with double both range attack and corporeal and spell attack power and elemental. So it's like 4 different types of damage as AoE there. Unleash the winds. Ooh, be careful with that one. Up to 96 enemies within 20 feet location you select are knocked straight up into the air. That's a morale 4. I suppose then be knocked up straight up in the air. That is a AoE interrupt, more or less. I don't think it's something else. Statistics as usual. Sacred number of Slanesh. It's a passive, we can buff it 4 times. Increase the threshold before Slanesh's fanaticism is applied by 6. So, Slanesh is 60. So with this, it goes to 84. Alright, right now my brain is a bit of a mush. I can't really think if you want to take this to max or not, but if it's there for a reason. Your range is increased by 20%. Always a good tactic on a ranged class. Firestorm generates 22 insanity. I'm gonna go crazy with this class. Deals 7% spell attack power, 80% elemental damage per second, up to 9 enemies within 20 foot area you select. Okay, the way Tinted Fire was working. Slanesh Fanaticism increased the action point cost by 25. Bastard. Nargle Fanaticism increases the channel time and tick interval by 20, also a bastard. And T Fanaticism reduces your damage reduction by 100% for the channel duration. Oh, that's the best one. I mean, we take more damage, but we have actually no defenses, but the damage is there. Yeah, I remember that one. There was a question at some point about these numbers from a viewer at some point. I don't remember it. And that can scale down to this tactic. Firestorm, Seed of Chaos, and Spore Diffusion will now damage up to 24 enemies, so you can increase the AoE within the 20 feet. 20 feet didn't change, the amount of people did. Another increase for 3 times, so you can increase the damage by 15%. I don't know. I mean, like, one thing I can think that it might be difficult. So the best, so Slanesh and Nargol, in this case here, that like negative buffs if you are on that stage of insanity when you have those, but T reduces your damage reduction and you don't lose any damage or cost. So I'm assuming the most damage output up to this point will be when you actually try and keep yourself at 90 insanity. I think that's where you have to be like 90, 95 and display on that. I don't know how easy that's going to be. You can have all 3. Well, I'm trying to understand. I mean, and you don't want any of them. I mean, they don't actively have a negative effect. Actively. What I mean is, okay, let's say I have 100 insanity. Okay. And I'm just sitting there. I'm not pressing any buttons. They're not really doing anything to me. Okay, I know slowly they will start going down. But what I'm saying is if I'm at 100 insanity and I don't press any buttons, they're not dealing any damage to me. They don't have a negative. Yeah, so you have to learn what is the effects. Like this one, for example, if you're on Slanesh, which is on 60 plus, doing a flicking red light, you're gonna deal damage to yourself. You gotta be careful. You gotta remember those things. That's where I think that's where the difficulty is gonna come in a little bit. So we just somewhere here. Demon gains 300 HP per 4. Ooh, you can have regen on your demons. Who thought of that shit? Self healing. Remember this? Heal your fucking turret. Oh, I'm not going to DPS you. I'm just going to heal this. I'm not going to DPS you. I'm just going to heal this. There you go. Problem solved. Fucking 300 HP per 4 on the demon. Doesn't take damage. It heals. Demonic Maw deals morale 1. Deals 30% spell attack power, 300 spiritual damage to the target, and applies 2 stacks of reduced armor. Nice. Rapturous Bliss. Double the effects of Slanesh corruption on you. Withered Soul, 7 insanity generated. Applies 1 stack of Nuggle Corruption to target and caster. Applies 15-second alignment to target. For the duration, the target takes 11% sap and 137 corruption damage every 3 seconds. Now, if we're on Nurgle Fanaticism, we have a 50% chance to also apply the 15-second blessing to the target. For the duration, target will restore 7% restoration power and 92 health every 3 seconds. So we don't want to use that when we're on Nurgle because we're going to deal damage to the guy and we're also going to heal him. Damn, I'm not playing. I mean, I didn't want to play Magus before. I'm not playing him now. I'm already lost between the fucking levels I have to be to do shit. Wither Soul now has a 10-second cooldown and applies Mark to the target. Marked is a debuff that lasts 10 seconds and reduces target's damage reduction by 15%. The debuff is good, though. The debuff is good. Stats. Allure of Slanesh. As long as you are within 30 feet of your demon, you will gain 15% dodge and 50% pushback immunity, but you will lose 25% movement speed. I need to get away. Not happening. I mean, Chaos, generally speaking, Chaos, I mean, you know lore better than I do, Tibbs, but Chaos is a masochistic kind of race, isn't it? Demons themselves whipping themselves or whatever, flagellations. So they really put it into the classes. The thing is, I mean, now this is theoretical, and you know how much of a hands-on kind of person I am, right? If I don't get my hands on the class, I can't really tell. I can tell if I like one or not, but I don't know if that's how it's going to work really in the game. Easy, difficult, OP, underperforming, whatever. But this one is, I think, is the most complicated for me so far. Is the most complicated because of the different levels and the buffs there. For the Zealot, for the not the Zealot, the Marauder, for example, we have the gifts. Like they're a little bit simpler to what they do, in my mind. So I think it's a bit easier. I'm not saying they are. I just say they feel. So anyways, let's move on here. What we're getting? Chains and Adoration. Chains and Adoration. Bolt of Chains will now apply 1 stack of Slanesh Corruption and 1 stack of Tinted Corruption. New tactic, Shine Twice. Flicking red fire will deal damage to an additional target within 20 feet of the primary. Improve Flickering Red Light. Reduces the cast time of Flickering Red Light. So you can kill yourself faster if you want. Internal Pleasure. Ooh, that one better be good. Just from the name. This one better be good, dude. I'm warning you. Generates 12 Insanity. Deals 14% spell attack power, 190 elemental damage to target every second. Applies 1 Slanesh Corruption to target and caster every second. Oh great, we kill ourselves again. Slanesh Fanaticism. Your damage reduction is reduced by 50% for the duration of the channel. It wasn't that good. Labored Pleasure. Eternal Pleasure will reduce the target's movement speed by 33% for the duration of the channel. So we get it slow, we deal damage, you get a Slanesh Corruption, and we get damage every time, and our damage reduction is reduced. We're always getting fucked by these skills. I don't know what to play. Extra Crit. Increase your chance to crit by 1. That will go all the way up to 5 if you want to. Demonic Infestation. The cooldown of your summons is now 15 seconds. The cooldown of Glamour of Slanesh, Spore Diffusion, and Piercing Scream are now 5 seconds. Winds of Insanity. Ooh, Magus get the pushback. Nice. So all the chaos have the pushback, don't they? They all have Winds of Insanity. Indeed. Morale 3. You lose 3 mass every second. After 12 enemies within 20 feet, you are knocked back. It's the you know, the zealot one that keeps knocking you back all the time and get pissed off. Now everybody has that. Every chaos class. Verge of Victory. We've seen that one with the killing blows and morale buffs. Surge of Insanity. Off the global cooldown. Consume all Slanesh Corruption on yourself. The next 2 spells cast will be 10% faster per Slanesh Corruption consumed. That is actually really good. Magus abilities get a positive modifier that makes them better overall because they deal with the negative mechanic of Insanity. Hence why flicking red fire deals so much damage. I gotta see it in the game, dude. Reduces the Insanity generation of all abilities by 1, so by 4. So you can control Insanity a little bit there. It will take some practice. Like I said, the early Bright Wizards on Warhammer, they were blowing themselves up. And Sorcerers. So it will take a little bit of time here. Greater Demon Summon. Morale 4. Summons an uncontrolled Greater Demon based on your core and highest corruption level. Slanesh will summon a Keeper of Secrets, Nurgle a Plague Father, T a Fireworm, and Korn a Bloodthirster. Okay. Duration. Morale 4, no cost, instant. Duration on this? Is there a duration on this, or until it dies? Conduit of Chaos. Off the global cooldown. Till it dies? Ooh. Very nice, very nice. Conduit of Chaos. Off the global cooldown. Kills your demons and places it on cooldown. For the next 15 seconds, you gain 1,000 Sagacity and 10,000 Potency. Ramasee, I'm sorry to impose this on you. Can you please tell me what Sagacity and Potency does right now? Because these are big numbers there. I want to see if it's worth killing a demon. Alright, and then as the DPS Soulflyer, the Magus DPS gets, as a Zerg-busting ability, it gets the Great Decadence, which is the AoE stagger of the tanks. Hey dude, looking at getting into this, is there a PvE too, or just really good PvP? Give me a second. 1,000 resistances, penetration, 100 more crit damage. Okay, so it's worth killing the demon. Okay. With this server is not live yet. As you can see, there's only the dwarfs, the chaos units, and the greenskins on the builder. So they have a lot of testing to do. I don't know when the server is coming live. We're just going through all the updates as they come available from the devs, and they just released the chaos classes, so we're just looking into it. You can join their Discord to keep yourself updated. Whenever they have something new, I usually put it on my website or my YouTube. So either way. But yeah, we're waiting to see when the guy's gonna have everything ready. We're not there yet. No, this is Interbellum. We did the updates on Flames of War, which is a Russian server, which is live. We did the ROR, what they're doing at the moment, and now we're looking at Interbellum. There's three servers, 2 live and 1 coming. So every time I do a chat on Warhammer, we are doing we're doing all 3 of them to see what's up. But if you're interested in Return of Reckoning, if you're not playing Return of Reckoning, you can check the website. Return of Reckoning has a website, and you can check it out there. If you want to download and play, it's active, it's there. But it's totally different than this. This is upcoming. All right, so we're done with the Magus, done all the Chosen, all the Marauders, all the Zealots. So DPS looks interesting with this insanity mechanism. Let's go and have a look at the second hard specialization, the defensive support, the Doomweaver. Insanity stays the same. Hey, Rasen, how you doing? Now, we went through the forums. We've seen what people think about the classes, the recent changes. We spent about two good hours there. About an hour on Flame of War, about 2 hours there, and the rest of the time is here. Red Wind's the same. What we get here, we got a bit of a chain. No, what is this one? Summon Pink Horror. You're welcome. You're welcome. I am on the Warhammer channel. You know, it's Warhammer Age of Reckoning, the channel on Twitch. So since those 3 games and servers are based on Warhammer, I have to be on this category. There's no ROR category or Interbellum category, so we're here. But I'm covering all the Warhammer related content regarding Age of Reckoning, which is Return, Interbellum, and Flames of War. All right, so Pink Horror summons 18 Insanity. Come on, these prices are ridiculous. Summons a Pink Horror which will run after enemies, attacking them in melee for 4% melee attack power and 30 spiritual damage. Removes 1 Insanity whenever it deals damage. You may only have 1 demon active. Oh, this is the mobile pet you were talking about. So the horror is not static like on the DPS, on the Soul Flyer that's bound there. This one moves around. I really want to see the animation on this. You know what? You should give us on the March update, if you do the video, right? You should have a Magus. I think people will be very interested, including myself, to see how the Pink Horror moves around and attacking people. If you have it ready, whatever the state is, definitely would like to see this to an update. Since you also released the house units, I want to see the Pink Horror chasing people. Do it. Do it. Piercing Scream off the global cooldown, 9 Insanity. Commands your Pink Horror to deal 6% spell attack power, 89 spiritual damage up to 9 enemies within 30 feet of it, and apply 1 stack of T Corruption to them. Okay, flicking right, we've seen it. That's the root. Withered Soul. The other spec didn't have that one, or did it have? We had it down here. So we get this early on. Detaunt, same tactics. What is this one? Equip stuffs. No variety here. Return to life. Oh, the defensive support gets a res. You bastards. Focus Mind, the faster cast time and pushback immunity, divine protection, the absorption of damage over time, alter fate, remove affliction, cripples, and resurrect everybody. Here we have the usual stats: intelligence, weapon skill. Sacred Number of T. Passive. Whenever you use an ability, you will gain a stack for 30 seconds. Whenever you reach 9, you will be dispelled. Oh, they will be, not you. Sorry, you will be. They will be dispelled. You lose 20 Insanity, and your next Bolt of Chains applies 5 stack of reduced intelligence to the target. The pet is the visual difference between Magus hard specs. Okay. Whenever you use an ability, you gain a stack for 30 seconds. Whenever you reach 9 stacks, they will be dispelled. Then you lose 20 insanity, and your next ball change stacks. Oh, okay, I see how that works. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I mean, what I found interesting with defense support so far is the fact that the pink horror actually is a mobile pet that chases people around. That's what's there. I mean, this guy has a static one, and this one is a mobile one. I think it has a static one, right? I didn't get that one right. Wrong. I hope. All right, next line. Increase your mass by 1. Okay. I mean, this, as you can see, they're the same. So if you guys have been watching us for a long time, we're skipping some double the effects. Firestorm, same. That doesn't change. But it doesn't have the linking for the more people and the more damage here. Mutating Blue Fire, passive. Passive. If I remember, that was a dot in the original, but okay. I mean, the name, at least the name. We're making a lot of changes here. Flickering red light no longer deals direct damage and has 2 seconds cast time. Instead, it applies a 6-second affliction to target. For the duration, target takes 25% spell attack power and 330 spiritual damage every 3 seconds. So we convert the flickering red light from a dot. From a direct damage to a dot. Okay, I like that. Stats. I'm clicking so I can get the other line. So if we need to buff something. Infernal Blast. Ren Winds is now instant cast but generates 7 insanity. Oh, it had 2 seconds. You make it instantly 3 from 3 insanity to 7. That's not too bad. Demonic Mode, deal 30, that's morale 1, deal 30% sap, 300 spiritual damage to the target, and apply 2 stacks of reduced armor. Remember, this specialization we're looking at is defensive support, so you're helping your group with debuff. So this is a armor reduction there. Let's click it. We got points. Double the effects of Tinted Corruption on you. Wither Soul now applies its blessing to your defensive target. Withered Souls. Hold on a second. I need to find that one. Oh, Withered Souls. There we go. Applies its blessing to your defensive target. Oh, okay. Because originally it applies it to the offensive target. So if we put the tactic, then it comes to us instead of the enemy. Reflection, we've seen that one. Night of Madness, morale 2, consumes a pink horror. Oh, summon consume. What the fuck am I reading? Summons a pink horror of Tintry. Okay. Fire chains, ball chains will dispel 1 enchantment from the target. Strengthened Thrall, passive. Your demon gains 300 HP per 4 seconds is the regeneration. I really love this, man. I wish like on Eternal Reckoning they would do that for the turrets, for the sniper stuff. So you don't have to keep repairing or resummoning and shit. Because a lot of times they take a little bit of damage AoE, and then after, I don't know, 30 seconds, whatever, they take more damage and then they blow up. Well, they could just regenerate and don't have to deal with that. That's a great idea. Chaos Unleashed. Destroy your pink horde to apply knockdown and unstoppable to up to 6 enemies. So it's the typical blow up shit for knockdown. It's what the engineered AoE knockdown was. I think it was moved to the Magus here as well. Knockdown prevents all control of your character for 3 seconds, and then you get the debuff for 30 seconds. You can't be knocked down again. Horrifying Changes. That's a lot of fucking text. Passive. Whenever your pink horror deals damage to an enemy, it has 10% chance to apply 1 stack of reduced initiative, reduced agility, reduced critical rating, or reduced potency if the target has Withered Souls or Mutating Blue Fire is on the target. This change is doubled if both are on the target. So basically you want to do Withered Souls and Blue Fire, Mutating Blue Fire, and then use that shit to blow him up. Debuffs on Tuesday. It's a lot of fucking debuffs, dude. I mean, defensive support, man. It's all about the debuffs. But, you know, this one does do a lot. Unending Horrors, career tactic. Whenever your big horror dies, 2 uncontrollable blue horrors are spawned, which last for 20 seconds. Debuffs and is that Diablo 4 skill? Demonic Infestation. The cooldown of Summons is now 15 seconds. Cooldowns of Glamour of Slanesh, Sport Diffusion, and Piston Scream now during 5 seconds. Okay. Scriveners of Insanity. Reduces the cast time of Ball of Chains by 0.1. That goes down by 0.3 if you max it. Surging Power Tactic. Whenever you cast Flicking a red light on a target, your next Ball of Chains on that target would apply Knockdown. And, second knockdown. AoE knockdown by blowing up the demon. Tactic for knockdown. Iridescent Touch. Passive. With a Soul Affliction now reduces the target AP region by 2. Ooh. By 2, but you can make that, what, 6? By 6. Okay, I don't remember how this works, the AP regeneration. I mean, we talked about this before in some other sessions, but 6 is a big number if I remember correctly. Because like even when you go into stealth, the way it works is I don't think you lose AP, you lose regeneration. It works like that. Verge of Victory, we've seen it. Chaos Attunement, Ball of Chains deals 30% less damage. That's a good start. It will now hit up to 2 other targets within 20 feet of the primary. Oh, so you make it a little bit AoE there. It's I would say this is a standard damage reduction when you split into more targets. Flames of Fate fires a bolt of chains at target and applies an 8-second cripple. For the duration, target loses 1 mass, and we can extend that to Arsenal of Insanity. We already have so much insanity on this fucking Magus. Passive, Flames of Fate now applies -1 mass and -50% pushback immunity. Nice support. So you can really target the casters now. Graded Demon. Again, you summon a random one depending on what insanity you have. It lives until it dies. Makes sense. Chaotic Rift pulls up to 9 enemies within 65 feet of you and applies ensnared momentum and immovable to them. Oh yeah, this one, yeah. This one, okay, I can actually do that just so you guys can see that. This one, we fire the Ball of Chains. This is what you apply. You can apply -2 mass, 50% pushback immunity, and 33 on max is -33% outgoing healing. This is really against the healers. If NG has magnet, as far as I remember, yeah, you get a magnet somewhere. Well, I'm not gonna look for it right now. I think Ramasee can answer that. Engine gets magnet. I think it does. Chaotic Rift. That's the pool. 9 enemies, 65 feet. Snare momentum immovable. And snare reduced movement speed 30%. Momentum prevents application because the debuffs. Graded change. That's the Zerg Bastion ability. Yeah, the Tinker gets. Yeah, I remember. 13% sub, spiritual damage up to 48 enemies with 30 feet in front of you. For each target that hit and doesn't have cover, all group mates within 150 feet gain a stack. The stack, it's a healing one. Heal 6% RP and 8 each at the end of the 3-second duration. So it's a defensive Zerg Busting ability. You deal damage and then your friendlies get a stack and they heal. Alright, so Doomweaver looks interesting. Resurrection, AoE, Morale, Resurrection. Massive healing debuff and crowd control debuffs, resistance, agility, potency, all those things reduced. It looks like defense support have a lot of debuffs. I just hope, because out of what we've experienced on Return of Reckoning and a little bit on live, the support stuff, a lot of CC, debuff resistances, debuff armor, and this and that, they really haven't been utilized a lot on those 2 versions. They were useful, but if somebody said, what do you prefer? As somebody that uses resistance to something that does massive damage, it was always damage, especially on ROR. It was always about damage and kill them quickly rather than have at least 1 or 2 guys reduce the immunity so we can do more damage. You know, the pool control, you need one magnet, one AM, one shaman, one over a lot of classes, and then just go massive like bright wizards, choppers, slayers, things like that. The CC and all this, just let the tank do this, a stagger or whatever. So I'm hoping that the defensive supports, because they exist in a lot of the classes, they're not going to be put on the side, because personally I can see how they have a huge impact, personally. Right, last specialization for the Magus is the Poxbringer. It's another DPS. So Magus has DPS, defensive support, and DPS, and this is always compared with the Engineer. The Engineer here has single target DPS, AoE DPS, tank. I like it. I mean, the Engineer could have another 4 hard specialization if we really wanted to, but that's a different story. All right, let's go and see what we get different here. So Pestilence Growth is different from the previous two. Generates 7 insanity, castable while moving. Deals 10% spell attack power, 121 corporeal damage to target enemy, and applies 9-second affliction to them that stacks up to 5 times. Applies 1 stack of Nuggle Corruption to target and caster. For the duration, target takes 4% spell attack power and 58 corporeal damage every 3 seconds. So initial damage, 9-second affliction, and then more damage. And if we have Nurgle Fanaticism, applies 2 stacks to target enemy, 5 stacks up to 2 allies within 30 feet. Oh, we're fucking all allies with this. And 5 stacks to ourselves. Man, I'm getting lost with how many debuffs that go left, right, up, down. Summon Nargling. Generates 14 insanity. Summons Narglings, which will run after enemies, attacking them in melee for 4 melee attack power and 30 corporeal damage. You may only have 1 demon active. So this guy gets the pink horror running around attacking people, and this guy gets the Narglings. Okay. Sport Diffusion. Command your Nargling to apply 1 stack of Nuggle Corruption and a 6-second affliction to up to 3 enemies within 30 feet of it. For the duration, target takes 9% map. 127 corporeal damage every 3 seconds. Okay, so we control when they do stuff and of the global cooldown, so we can do that in conjunction with other skills. With the soul, we've seen the the root, bolt of chains, detaunt, same tactics. Oh, come on, all 3 Maguses use staves. Can we have like the defensive support use a wand or something? Stuff. All the other classes get like sword and shield, dagger, dual yield swords, dual yield hammer, something different. These guys have stuffs. Give them a wand. Give the defense support a wand or something. Disengage. You knock yourself back, morale 1, focus mind, explosive impact, unleash the winds. Different demons. Oh, come on. All right, let's see where the differences start to really kick in. Sacred Number of Nargol. Okay, this gets 4 ranks. When Pestilent Growth, Sport Diffusion, Weather Soul, or Sparkle High deals damage, you will gain a stack of Nuggle Favor. Whenever you reach 7 stacks, they will be dispelled, and you will lose 20 insanity. Okay, so insanity control mechanism right there. 50% movement speed. Same as in every other class here. Oh, we have the same one here. Firestorm. Yeah, increase the damage. So this is the same as that DPS here. Improve basic attack. Deals 50% more damage. Can go, hold on a second, put some more points here. Maxed out, it goes all the way up to 150. Still 2 seconds cast time, but 150 more damage is 150 more damage, 150%. Demonic morale 1, deal 30% sap and 300 spill damage to the target and apply 2 stacks of reduced armor. So the DPS also get that along with... Oh, they all get that. Okay, my bad. It's a morale, so they all get that. Favorite Children, double the effects of Nargol. This one's double the effects of T and double the effects of Slanesh there, depending on what we're playing. Eternal Pleasure, stats, Infernal Blast. This is the one that makes Ren wins instant but generates more insanity from, which is actually pretty good. Just put some numbers because that one deals his damage. Then through this, we increase the damage by 150%, and with this, we make it instant. It doesn't have any cooldown, whatever, so you can spam the living shit out of it. And from 3, it goes up to 7. I suppose it's not a bad thing, since Insanity doesn't do anything on its own. You just have to keep doing skills to have a problem with Insanity. And also, this one does damage, elemental damage, and generates action points. You can freely spam it and just build your Insanity. If you don't do something else, then it's okay. Because Insanity by itself doesn't do anything. It depends what skill you use, and then you get the effect of it. So, but I mean, this is basic attack. I just don't know how much damage. The 6% spell attack bar is low. 133 is low, but then we amplify that by 150. It might come up to something, maybe. Reveal in Malady or Revel in Malady. Morale 2. Summons a Nargling of Nurgle. Didn't we have that? Simon's Nurgle. Is that different, or is this like morale? You can get an extra one because you can only have one summon active. Strength Thrall. Your demon gains 300 HP per 4. Spectral Hide. Off the GCD generates 7 insanity. Command your Nargling to apply 2 stacks of Nuggle Corruption and 12-second Affliction to target enemy. For the duration, target takes 9% map, 103. Okay, that's good. If it's on cooldown, so it's an extra, we have it here as well. Okay, we have it here as well. So it's the backup plan. Using your morale too, it's a backup plan. I like backup plans. Decay and Chains. Passive. Whenever you cast Pestilence Growth, you have a 10% chance to make your next bolt of chains cast within 5 seconds instant. Getting DPS out there faster. Fire of Chains. Bullet Chains will dispel one enchantment from the target. Yeah, I like this where you don't like a lot of the skills we see. Okay, in all the classes we've seen so far, and especially here on the Magus, all these different levels of insanity and everything. I like how you can DPS the target and dispel an enchantment. I mean, you're going to use a point or a tactic, yes, but you have a permanent enchant remover without stopping DPSing. Well, in previous builds, in the previous versions of the game, you had to stop DPS and debuff. You have to stop and interrupt. You have to stop your DPS. Now it's kind of like incorporated, and you can... you're still not going to use the interrupt damage spell all the time, but when you do, your DPS stays there. I mean, the pressure is there. It's like, okay, everybody, I'm going to stop DPSing a Stagger. I'm going to stop DPSing and remove enchantments. I'm going to stop DPSing and do armor debuff. I'm going to stop DPSing. So every player has to stop DPSing to do debuffs, and then we start all over again. Here is kind of like incorporated into the skills, and your damage is there. So you always have to be really focused into what you do on everything. Of course, as everything comes with a cost. Lose a tactic slot. Contagious Horde. Passive. Pestilence growth. Pestilent growth is now a cripple. Demonic Infestation we've seen. Loved by all we've seen. Highly infectious. When you apply Nuggle Corruption, you also apply 1 stack of reduced corporeal resistance. Okay. Seed of Chaos. Ooh, is that the same? 7 insanity, applies a 10-second cripple to target enemy. For the duration, target takes 7% sub, 78 corporeal damage every 2 seconds. At the end of the duration, explodes. Yeah, it's the same one. 12% sub, 144 corporeal damage, up to 3 enemies. Only 3 enemies. 3 enemies only. Nurgle Fanaticism. You will apply a seed in yourself that cannot be dispelled or refreshed, and deals double damage. The explosion will hit allies and or enemies. Oh, what a change that is. Oh, Perilous. Okay, the tactic makes it 24. Okay. That's cool. Capitanius 1015. Thank you very much for the follow. Καλώς το να καλώς ήρθες. Weight of Plague. Pestilence growth, Spore Diffusion, and Withered Soul now reduce target movement speed by 1%. Cool. Nice. I like it. The Greater Demon, as before. Nagel's Visitation. Ooh. Generates 21 Insanity. Deal 6% spell attack power, 81 corporeal damage to target enemy. Will attack the target again for its stack of Pestilence Growth, Spore Diffusion, Withered Soul. Oh god. Again for its stack of Pestilence Growth, Spore Diffusion, Withered Soul, Spectral Hide, Seed of Chaos on the target, up to a maximum of 7 hits. If you have Nurgle Fanaticism, instead will restore 50% RP, 250 health to the target, and caster applying 10 stacks of Nurgle Corruption to both. So either you do massive fucking damage, or you heal both. Dude, there's so many choices on this, how you can play this. It's mind-numbing, dude. I've got a lot. I've done 4 classes today. Loads of talking here, but too long, didn't read. Yeah, just fucking click it. It can work, Rustin. It can work. Right, so those are the 4 new classes released here on the builder. So we got the dwarfs, we got chaos and greenskins. We're still missing empire, elves, and dark elves.